Hello, my ranch hands. It's Carla, and I'm here again today in my kitchen for a brand new and very special recipe. Today, I am making turkey sandwiches with secret ranch. But the secret in the secret ranch is, shh. This ranch is everything that a ranch can be and so much more. I'm gonna show you exactly how I like to do it on a really summery, crunchy, juicy, messy sandwich, but we're also gonna go through all of the things that ranch can be used for. And there's no secret, there's a million of them. So stick with me, let's go do secret stuff. The core of the sandwich is the ranch. The thing that holds all of the ranches together is tangy and herby. Okay, that's like the foundational flavor of a ranch. Cypress Grove, Humboldt Fog is tangy and herby. So it made total sense to me in my head to use Humboldt Fog to make ranch with, and it turns out I was right. It has no mayo. Not having mayo in this ranch makes the whole sauce like lighter and brighter and not so heavy on the palate. I don't need to convince you guys to love Humboldt Fog because every time I talk about this cheese, everybody goes crazy in my DMs and is like, Humboldt Fog, iconic, I love it, I love it, I love it. I know, it's a great cheese. I've been eating it for over a decade. It's delicious and beautiful, but like, how are you eating it? Did you ever put it in a ranch before? No, neither did I. So like, let's grow and expand our minds together. I have a beautiful 3-pound wheel. It also comes in 1-pound wheels, but you're probably just coming into this with a wedge that has already been cut by the cheesemonger for you. But God bless, get yourself a 3-pound wheel and you're gonna be like the most popular neighbor on the block. The iconic cross section. If by some miracle you have never had Humboldt Fog, there's this beautiful bloomy rind, totally edible. Below that bloomy rind, you have this really nice creamy layer. Below that is sort of the firm paste of the cheese, a layer of ash, and then like a palindrome, it repeats on the other side. It smells like really bright, fresh, green grass. That's gonna blend really nicely with the basil and the dill that are very like typical also in ranch. Nobody ever is mad at ranch. People once in a while might be mad at like a blue cheese dressing, which I feel like is ranch adjacent, but ranch itself, people pleaser. And now you have a secret. No one's gonna know. Then you get to tell them and blow their minds. Okay, I think this is about the size that I need. It's a 4-ounce piece, very typical size that you're gonna find out in the world. So we're gonna start with that one. And then I will just keep my delicious cheese tower nearby. As much as I love the rind on a bloomy cheese, I'm gonna cut it off because I want this to be nice and creamy. I'm really happy with myself that I raised children who will eat the rind of the cheese. It's like a goal in life that you don't realize you have until your child eats the rind of a cheese and you're like, wow. These obviously I would consider to be one of the great Scooby snacks. I just happen to have a bag of chips right here. Like goaty and chewy, delish. So for herbs, I'm using basil and dill. If you don't put dill in ranch, the ranch cops will get on you. And then basil, we're just in like the bright arena. I'm gonna use an immersion blender to blend this all up, which will make the sauce like a little more green. And obviously it's just like fast and easy. You can do an analog version of this. You don't need the equipment, but just go nice and small with your slices so that it blends evenly and it's everywhere and it's subtle and it's beautiful. Beautiful fresh basil. If you prefer to use something like tarragon, I think would be amazing. Chervil would be so good in this. Parsley would be really nice. Chives as well. Maybe half the amount of mint you could cut in. I'm gonna set a few of these nice big ones aside and they're gonna be part of the assembly of the sandwich. We'll do a little basil hat over there so we don't forget. 1/4 cup lightly packed. So now we're gonna get into the rest of the dairy. I'm using a combo of sour cream and buttermilk for my tangy and my blendy and my creamies. You could definitely use plain yogurt instead of the sour cream. If you don't have buttermilk, you could 100% use whole milk. You could use a plant-based milk and then just adjust the consistency with water as needed. You can also kind of fake a buttermilk. I think it's like for a cup of whole milk, a tablespoon of vinegar or lemon juice. And that will curdle the milk a tiny bit, but in a good and controlled way and give you a little bit of the tang. Now for more brightness and acidity, I'm gonna use the zest and the juice of this lemon, like half of it, and then the other half is gonna go into the slaw later. Very juicy. To really go ranchy, I'm also using ranch seasoning. You can find ranch seasoning in the supermarket. I threw this one together because I happen to have like all of the things that go into a typical ranch seasoning. 1 clove of garlic. Time for blending. All right, so we're beautifully blended, flecks of green, but also beautiful like green color to the sauce. So because the balance of the dry spice that you use is gonna vary, I really want you to taste and adjust the sauce. Actually pretty good. Dang. A little salt and peps. It's good. It's dilly and goaty. It's dilly goat. I'm gonna add a pinch of sugar, really typical in like any dressing you ever bought. It's like one of the great ways to kind of round out and balance something that isn't quite delicious enough. Whenever you make a dip or a dressing, you should taste it with the things that you're gonna use it with. Dipping a chip, because there's chips on this sandwich, and also this ranch dressing like could just be a dip. So even if you're just gonna have one sandwich, make the whole batch. This is something you just want to have in the fridge. Sandwich today, dip tomorrow, pizza dipped in ranch the next day. You know, there's a lot of life here. You could put on your sandwich lots of different layers of all the things that are in my slaw, but why not have them all in one thing, and then they're all together and it's really easy to put them on and their flavors blend. It's just better. I love pickles, period. So if you don't like a spicy pickle, just like get a pickle. So I'm just dicing them so that they'll mix into the slaw and not be like big hunky chunkies that slide all over the place. Then I'm going with crunchy things that stand up well to being tossed in a slaw: onion, fennel. So when you use a mandolin, you're tucking your fingers back just like if you were using a knife. But then also, if you get down there and you feel uneasy or queasy, you can use a dish towel to hold the vegetable. But then after that, like honestly, just stop. These are torpedo onions that I got at the farmer's market last weekend. We're gonna try it on the mandolin. We're gonna see what happens. Things are happening. Stunning and gorgeous. This is that lemon that we zested. It's gonna make the slaw slaw-y. This is your bright and crunchy, vinegary, pickly. Bring it all together, hold that top bun down. I'm gonna do a drizzle of olive oil. So we have our oil and vinegar energy intact. And that's it for slaw. I think it's sandwich time. If it's sandwich time at home, I will do like a little extra thing, and then everybody else in the fam sees my sandwich and they're a little jealous. Here's the secret. You should be putting chips in your sandwich. Your social security number, you should keep that secret. Don't tell anybody. But like, sometimes I do keep secret snacks. Like I do have some secret chocolate that nobody else knows about. If you are a total cheesehead and you love your Humboldt Fog like nobody's business, put a nice slice of Humboldt Fog somewhere here in the mix. I'm very happy with the balance of the Humboldt Fog in my ranch. So my next step is gonna be the basil that I set aside earlier. And I like the flatness and togetherness of this slaw. And then definitely more Secret Ranch on top. We want everybody saucy, drippy, delightful. It should be messy. That's also a joy of life, is like a messy sandwich. Here's a secret. I put up on my stories that you guys could vote on the bread that you wanted to see this sandwich made with, and you would think that everybody voted for this roll because that's what I'm using today. Actually, a different bread won the poll, but I made an executive decision that we were gonna be using this. The crunch. You have slaw crunch and you have chip crunch, and actually the slaw crunch is crisp and the potato is crunch. All right, I'm already a mess, so I might as well just get messier. The secret's out. It's out of the sandwich because it's all over my hands. I love my Secret Ranch. I love my turkey sandwich. Special thanks again to Humboldt Fog for sponsoring this episode. You can find Cypress Grove Humboldt Fog at your favorite grocer or specialty store. Details in the link below. Mwah.